in a beautiful Buckeye, Arizona day, looking at a very nice 1932 Ford Dearborn Deuce. Very nicely done. A little bit of wind today, so I'll speak up over the speaker. Very cool. Finished in a jet black base coat, clear coat, just a little subtle true flame here on the side. Tell you what we know history about the car here as we cruise around. Beautiful, just right Billet Specialties wheels, kidney bean style wheels with knockoffs on it. The tires on it were put on last year, 2021 date codes. We'll get it up on the lift and cover the undercarriage and that kind of stuff with you, and we'll cover the tire sizes. Underneath the hood's got some really neat surprises. These tops, for the folks that don't know Dearborn Deuces, is they have power windows in these cars and air conditioning, that kind of thing. The top actually, this compartment, the top goes down in it and hides in the car. We'll have a photo of that at Spud's Garage. Triangulated 4-bar in the rear. Up front, traditional hairpins, dropped axle, Super Bell dropped axle. Commercial size headlights up front here, stainless grille. A lot of cool subtle pinstriping all the way throughout it. About 14,000 miles on it since it was built, so you know you can drive it. Very stout and well done. Underneath the hood's a really neat surprise. It has a 406 cubic inch Dart small block underneath the hood. 700 R4, aluminum cylinder heads too, Dart cylinder heads. Very, very cool undercarriage wise. Definitely get with it. The gentleman also just recently, who's the second owner of the car, and has put about 1,500 miles on it over the last few years, running around this golf course community here. A lot of braided stainless. It has vintage air conditioning, has Sanderson custom headers on it, custom 2.5 or bigger exhaust on it. Pre-muffler on it, has a really, really nice sound to it. You heard it drive up here. Got the key in my pocket. It's got a wireless remote, but it also has an access in the back. Put it in my pocket here. We'll open up the passenger side for you. Just hit this remote right here and it opens up. There's a remote in my hand. Very nicely done. Full leather interior. Glide engineering style seat in it. Has a flip down armrest. Nice leather interior, seat belts, wool style carpet in it, Mercedes style wool. See the black finish follows all the way through. All the gauges. Polished steering column in it. Lower AC panel here with AC vents. The AC will actually freeze you out of this car. Again, we'll take photos of this with the top down so you kind of get a feel, but we wanted to share the top with you. Video walk around the way it is right now. Soft cloth, stay fast style cloth top, mail slot style rear window on it. Again, this lifts up and then this top lifts up like this. We'll video that for you. Give you a little segment of that before we take the top down photo. 700 R4 automatic overdrive, Ford 9-inch rear differential. Again, the Billet Specialties kidney bean wheels. Very nice finish. You could pick it for a couple flaws here and there, but it's been driven just a little bit and you're looking what I'm looking at up close. It's beautiful. Coilovers in the rear with a parallel triangulated 4-bar in the back. Really neat custom exhaust that goes up and over the axle. Olds tail lights. 14-gallon fuel tank in the back here, so they've added some fuel. A lot of braided lines on it. I don't know if I mentioned the 4-wheel disc brakes. You'll find me repeating myself from time to time as I walk around these cars because I cram all this in my head. If you're on a hill a little bit sideways, that kind of thing, it's always a good idea with one of these to stand up near the door so it isn't swinging open. And we're out slightly on a hill here, so I'm going to hit this remote right here. Let the door out easy. has a access point here I want to share with you. If you happen to lock the remote in the car, you know, you roll the windows up and there's no way to get in, you got the top up, there is an access cable down here on this side that will open the door. Really nice and supple leather interior on it. Top is in excellent condition. See the polished steering column drop on it. Has MSD ignition in it, and we'll cover the engine compartment here with you too, but has all the modern wiring up in there, and there's the MSD ignition control box right there. Fired up here for you too. Raise the hood and fire it up also. Nice little cool flame shifter knob that kind of throws in just the subtle flames on the side. Starts right up. Very healthy 406 cubic inch start. Water temp gauge, we've been running it around here, went over and shot it in the parking lot, didn't like the sun. Anyway, we've been running it long enough that it runs cool, no issues here in Arizona, and it's warm today. Oil pressure 50 pounds. When you first turn the key on, you'll see the odometer reading, which is around 14. We got a photo of that for you. Full gauge 14, fuel gauge working, and of course the odometer RPM tachometer right there. These are all black face odometer gauges. AC controls down here. Fairly small compartment, and it will definitely freeze you out. Okay, he's going to pull the brace back there. He did that on the driver's side already. You lift that up. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's up and you're partway through the process. Now he's releasing these front clasps on it. So there's a latch right here. This one's for the trunk, says T on it. This one over here is the convertible top.
Push that
out. Top slides back, flips up, and then drops in the bucket. There's the audio system right there. The speakers in it. Down in the well right here.
Yeah.
We're going to let this down. And then it goes forward.
And then it just snaps.
And there's the top. Alright, we'll get you underneath the hood here on the driver's side. Plenty of horsepower in this one, that's for sure. We'll get you over the passenger side in just a minute. This is a Dart 406 cubic inch Dart. Dart aluminum heads, Dart cylinder block. It's custom built with a, I'm looking at my cheat sheet by the way, JE pistons, Crower cam, Eagle rods. It's estimated at about 500 horsepower. Go through and cover some of the components on it. We'll actually fire it up here for you. Has a Holley 4156 carb on it. All the low carb braided cables, that kind of thing. Power Master high amp alternator. Has an MSD distributor, MSD coil, blaster coil. Has custom Sanderson headers that have all been jet hot coated or ceramic coated. Up front here, we'll get to the undercarriage too, but we'll talk about this up here, and we probably talked about it during the walk around prior to this. It has a Hydraboost brake system on it, 4-wheel disc brakes, and this is very trick. This is the pump for the Hydraboost right here. It's got a POSI performance steering reservoir right here. It's a custom setup. Running here for you. Very nice. All right, we'll get you over here for a passenger side view. A little better view of the AC system over here. Polished AC system, compressor on it. Has all billet pulleys, polished billet coolant reservoir, cooling components, electric cooling fan. All braided lines here. Mechanical fuel pump again, going over the custom jet hot coated Sanderson headers. Other side of the MSD. The Holley carburetor there. And the latch system here on this side. Up front here it has Wilwood disc brakes, polished calipers, polished backing plates, billet shocks. There's a Super Bell dropped axle in it that's been chrome plated. Commercial size headlights up front here. The exhaust system is just beautiful on this thing. All custom built. Looks like they came off Sanderson headers or some kind of components, but it's a bolt together system. The bottom of the Dart engine, we took a picture of the casting on the side of the block to show you it's a Dart block. Deep sump oil pan, deep sump 700R4. Chrome hairpins here. Some really neat features when I get back to the back. Has a all braided lines, that kind of thing. Has a mechanical fuel pump. This exhaust system comes back up and tucks nice along the body here. These are MagnaFlow either resonators or pre-mufflers. Of course, fully engineered chassis, boxed. It also has Hydraboost added here. Dual mounted reservoir, dual reservoir here, master cylinder, Hydraboost. Also, you'll see two braided lines right here. There's a fill in the trunk, and it bleeds down into the master, so you don't have to worry about accessing it to fill it. Polished aluminum drive shaft. Chrome plated tranny mount. Fuel line right here, fuel filter right there. These chassis are very nice in these. Some really neat custom touches here. Forgot to cover up front, they're using polyurethane bushings on the exhaust hangers up there, but also the motor mounts are polyurethane. Four-wheel disc brakes, Wilwood, disc in the rear. Using a low car emergency brake, you can see the cables here. Billet adjustable coilover shocks. See some race car inspiration here. It has a triangulated 4-bar rear suspension. Up here is really neat. On the trans cooler, you want to make sure that baby ran cool. It's got a radiator with an automatic cooling fan, condenser style trans cooler there that flows into a typical tube style trans cooler, so it's got dual trans coolers on it. Ford 9-inch rear differential here with 31 spline axles or bigger axles. The exhaust is really neat. They actually shaped the fuel tank here. I don't know if you can see it. I could show you from the other side, but the way the exhaust is done, a lot of guys cheap out and they'll go underneath the axle with these, but he did go over with a, looks like a 2.5 to 3 inch exhaust all the way that's been ceramic coated. Kind of give you a look here. Tires are brand new. Last year, the date code is like the 14th week of 2021. The rears are 275/70 R16. Billet Specialties kidney bean wheels. See the polished caliper there. Very nice mechanically. Up front Michelin's, again 195/60 R15, same things, date code 2021.